What's up, everybody? I am your ultraviolent siren and your favorite indie hype girl, Kakeface Karlee, and welcome back to the 30th episode of X Brand Unleashed. You guys, I have a really fun episode today. This person is a vital member of the clip, photo, videography team of Loko Wrestling, as well as other various places he's been. He's also been almost 1 year within the Deathmatch scene. He's a certified wine connoisseur, and most importantly, literally like a brother and best friend to me. Ladies and gentlemen, Alexander Corona, but you guys know him better as QUAZ. What's up, QUAZ?
Hello.
How are you doing?
So first thing, I'm a certified wine sommelier. That's the official term.
Wine sommelier. Thank you for reiterating that. Thank you.
I'm certified with the Court of Master Sommeliers. I just got my level 1. And yeah, I'm a little bit of a wine guy. Not too much, but I'm getting up there, I would say.
Hell yeah. Before we get into like the wrestling stuff, we'll just kind of knock that out. Like, how did you get into like the whole like wine thing? What made you really want to become, a connoisseur and now sommelier of, wine?
So it started off with an old job that I had. I've always been in the restaurant scene as far as work goes. There was one job that I applied to that I thought I was going to easily get the job. It's a bit more like there's fine dining, but there's also levels to fine dining. The way there's levels to this deathmatch shit, there's levels to this service shit. And I thought I was at a good enough level to go to one of the top places, just because I'm very professional in my service. But this top place where they grilled me on my wine knowledge, and at that time I didn't know anything about wine. So that very humbled me to like I'm not the best. There's a lot that I still don't know. I need to go learn wine if I want to get into this very prestigious restaurant. And that was about I want to say like 4 years ago. I still haven't gone back yet. The more knowledge that I have, I know when I eventually go back and I apply to that place, I know I'll get it. And when I do, I want to give it my fullest. But that's how it got started. One restaurant told me you can't work, like no matter how good of your service skills is, your wine knowledge is lacking. That humbling experience was like, okay, I'm going to go learn wine now. And I didn't think that I'd be as invested or as interested in it as I am, but shit, here we are.
I think that's really cool because I think that's something that you also bring within to the scene too. Like you are humble enough to know, like, I still don't know everything yet and I want to learn. I want to keep learning. And I think that's so important just for anything in life. But I love the fact that you took that as an opportunity to literally become, and now you're certified. Like, and that's fucking incredible. Yeah. I want to like to bring it to the wrestling scene because obviously, that's definitely a lot of people know you from that. I want to know, like, did you grow up watching wrestling? Like, when did you start watching wrestling? And what were like some of your first memories?
Some of my first memories was I was raised as an only child. I didn't grow up with siblings. I do have siblings, but they're much older than me. So I would hang out with my cousins a lot. One person in the scene that some of y'all might know is my cousin Ricardo, and he was into wrestling at a young age, and he really got me into it. One of my favorite wrestlers growing up was Kane, and I remember we all used to pick a character that we all used to pretend that we were, and I would pick Kane. And but now that I'm older, looking back, man, there's a lot of mid card talent that was slept on that I'm rediscovering now in my older years.
Like some of the names that you've like rediscovered that are like have been kind of shadowed on.
I recently saw the Jeff Jarrett interview. I know it's not WWE, it's TNA, but I feel like a lot of people dismiss Jeff Jarrett. His Dark Side of the Ring episode was very revealing to the struggles that he's had to overcome. And I realized he was an amazing talent as well. I remember being a big fan of Test back in the day. I don't even know if people know who Test is in WWE. He had a very short run. But I feel like Test was very slept on as well. Lance Storm was very slept on.
Yes, absolutely.
Man, there's just a lot of amazing talent back then. But just as a kid, you just saw the big stars like The Rock, Stone Cold, Undertaker, and nah. But now that I'm older, like I I rediscovered TNA as well, and TNA Kurt Angle is absolutely insane. Like if some of y'all have never
TNA
seen it, go
Kurt
look up.
Angle is a whole other breed.
Yeah, look up Kurt Angle. If anyone's listening to this has never heard of him, like
Do yourself
he
a
hates that
favor.
name.
Educate yourself on
Yeah,
Kurt Angle.
yeah. Don't ever call him Kirk Angle to his face. He hates that. But Kirk
Exactly.
Angle is legendary.
Oh, that's amazing. So, in the
I'm
midst of
also a
all this,
coffee addict. So I sip a lot of coffee.
so what is your favorite? Like, how do you like to take your coffee? This is a random question. How do you like to take your coffee?
Um, Very milky, I would say. Extra sugar, not too much extra sugar, but definitely sugar. Very milky. I can tell by the color of my coffee whether I'm going to like it or not. Um, Not black, not bitter. The lighter, the better. You know.
I just love your description as milky.
Yeah, very milky, and not that
Very
fake
milky
shit
coffee.
like that real whole milk. Like
Hell yeah. Oh my
yeah,
god. I think that's the first time I've ever described,
like
like someone's ever described how they like their coffee as very
like
milky.
look at this color. That shit milky as hell.
That is milky as hell. Like, you're killing me. Oh my god. So in the midst of all of this, like I know you told me that you got into deathmatch, very like a lot later in life. Like, did you ever have
For
any
sure.
moments like growing up of like where you kind of like stopped watching wrestling or even just kind of like got a hint of like the extreme side of
Yes,
it, but you're
COVID.
like, like I'll just
COVID. So I was a
Okay.
WWE fan growing up, and I've had been watching WWE for many years at this point. My cousins had already stopped watching at this point, and I'm still watching. And then I discovered TNA as well. So I'm watching WWE, I'm watching TNA. And this was around the GFW Impact era of TNA. They
Mm.
had recently been bought out by Global Force Wrestling. And it was a very weird time period in wrestling for both TNA and WWE.
Oh,
And
definitely.
so I discovered GCW sometime during COVID because everybody's like social distancing.
Hmm.
But GCW was kind of still doing their own thing. And so I started watching them more. And then when GCW came to Houston for the first time, since I started watching, I had to buy a ticket. That was my first time at the Houston Premier Arena, the old Houston Premier Arena, not the new
Yes,
one.
the
And
old HBA.
while I was there, just saw Loko flyers and Loko banners all over the walls, and that's how I got into Loko. That's how my evolution of wrestling happened.
That's amazing. So
So
like when you saw some of this ultra violent stuff for the first time and everything, and even going to the HPA and seeing like that, what was your first reaction to seeing like some of the more ultra violent side of wrestling?
um, there's I always like to tell people there's a difference between hardcore matches and death matches. Like just because you use
100%.
weapons doesn't mean it's a death match.
I
Like
agree completely.
just because you bladed yourself a little bit and like you're dropping a little bits of blood, like that's not a death match, my guy. Um, so I'm still learning that there's levels to this death match shit. So the one of the first hardcore matches that I saw in person, like that I truly like enjoyed, was at the GCW show in Houston. Like John Wayne Murdoch, with Zilla Fatu, and
Yep.
like Zilla like putting John Wayne through a table on the outside of the ring, and just all the crazy shit that like Cyclope was doing that night. Um,
Hmm.
there was just a bunch of badass talent doing some crazy shit that night, and like
Yeah, I remember that.
GCW, even not in Houston, but just in general, like their shows, like they would do some pretty hardcore stuff early days. And then
Hmm.
when AEW first started, watching Darby Allin's debut and all the other crazy motherfuckers debut, like before they kind of toned it down a little bit, That was like that. I consider all that hardcore. Like that was very hardcore. My first ultra violent match was Nino Extremo versus Aero Crab 1. Holy shit. I have never seen anything like that before. Like, people go harder. People go harder.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
and so that's when I first discovered deathmatch. And then like there's a lot of history in deathmatch. And I wouldn't say I don't do a lot of research on the older matches. I would say like I do know some stuff and I do go back and watch some stuff, but I really pride myself on knowing the now and day names. Like I'm always looking for the new up and coming talent. There's a lot of crazy people who want to prove themselves. There's a lot of people who think that they've already earned their spot that haven't, and like just maintaining the politics of today is enough to keep me entertained.
That I mean, absolutely. So like with that first match you saw with Nino and Erica, was that at a Loco show? Was that your first Loco show that you'd went to?
Yes, it was. It had the logo label, but some knowledge that I learned after the fact is that it was actually sponsored entirely by Roberto Avila. Uh, he
Oh, okay.
he he paid for most of the talent to be there. He booked the show and he organized damn near everything that had to do with the show. And it was a late pop up show. The whole reason why that show even happened is because that venue was hosting another show, but that other show canceled on them like 2 or 3 days before the actual show. And so this was a last minute pop up, like, hey, we're throwing a last minute show. If you can make it, make it. And I just
Wow.
happened to make it.
I love how it's crazy how fate works with things like that because like that was if I'm correct me if I'm wrong but that was like the start of that legacy rivalry between Nino and Arrow
Yes.
Crab and just like the I mean and I remember seeing at Zona Quattrovente of like their hair versus title match. I mean you can just see the history with that, so it's really cool that with how fate working the way it does that rivalry got to play out and start at that event. Like I think that's really cool.
That was the
So
day I met a lot of people that night for the first time. I met Nino for the first time. I met Aerocraft for the first time. I had already met Jaime, but I met Stevie for the first time. I met Roberto for the first time that night. I met some other people as well for the first time that night. But where it comes full circle is that when I look at my videos back from GCW Houston in 2024, I see all of these people in my videos. I actually
yeah.
have a video before I even met Roberto of Mance Warner yelling at Roberto, telling him to shut the fuck up.
I
And
remember seeing
I
that
didn't even
on
know I
Triller.
didn't even know who he was at the time. I didn't even know who he was at the time, and I have a video of it. And like I have a video of like Nino sitting like on the same side of me, just like 4 or 5 seats away from me, and like we didn't even know each other at that time. I have a video of Jaime walking around, like Nick, the referee, walking around, and like some other guys in the scene, and I didn't even know these guys yet. And like here we all are, like together hanging out before any of us met each other.
Literally, I think that's incredible. So you were mentioning with your clips and you're looking back at 2024. Like when did you start? I guess like how most fans will take a video here and there of like stuff going on during the events. What kind of did the shift between being a fan, just taking a couple videos here and there, to like what wanting you to start actually clipping more?
So that was between Can't Kill Texas 1 and X Brand Weekend. So like I think Can't Kill Texas 1 was my second local show. I forgot which No Ring No Masters there was before that, but there was a No Ring No Masters in May of 2025, and that was my first official local show, like by itself. So I went to that. I wasn't clipping. I had some clips, but nothing crazy. And then Can't Kill Texas, I clipped the fuck out of it, and Jaime really liked my clips, and he was like, "Man, like come back and do that again." And really, Jaime really inspired me and really pushed me to do a lot of this. So The
That was the
next
moment that you were
show,
like, fuck, I'm going to take this seriously.
no, but that's when the door opened. Like, so
Okay,
at
okay.
at the X Brand collab weekend of 2025, he had invited me back, and I still wasn't taking it seriously, but I was more involved. And then I realized after that show that okay, maybe I should take this a little a little more seriously.
I could definitely, even just from, because that was the, like during the X Brand and Logo collab the first time, that was kind of the first time that I had met you as well. And it was actually, you even did a clip of me getting the Going Viral Championship from Nico Gray, holding it for him stuff. And I was just like,
Yeah, and
wow,
this is
this,
before I even
like,
knew you.
huh?
And this is before I even knew you.
I
Like,
know it's
the week
crazy
before.
how it all like works out. And it's just, I think that's just so cool. So I love the fact that you started taking it seriously. Talk about like some of the like places that you have been, clipping for, since then. Like obviously you're around a lot in Texas. I mean, what was it like a couple days ago? You literally had 3 different shows, and I know they were like in different areas. Like you have
Yeah.
just you took this to literally whole new heights. So tell me about it.
I'll- I I support the people who support me, and the people who support me back, or like however way I'm supposed to say it. I wouldn't be able to do this without the wrestlers. Um, Jaime did really put me on first, and he's like a big promoter. I would say the only promoter who really is like Quas, come clip the shows. I would say it's more the wrestlers who ask me like, "Hey, bro, come clip my match." And then like usually whenever I go clip someone's match, like I'll usually go talk to the promoter with the talent who invited me. I'll introduce myself and show them my page and the work that I've done. And I always try to be respectful about like the new promotions that I'm clipping for. Like everybody has different rules, what they're okay with, what they're not okay with.
Sure.
Um, like a big one that I always like to point out, like some promotions give locker room access, others don't. So you gotta be careful with that as well. Like especially with the lucha scene, there's a lot of people who wear masks, and
Right.
they're more strict about who they let in the back because you don't want to expose anybody in the business.
Right.
But
Like the thing that happened on that one guy's stream with Penta.
yeah, I don't go like even when I do get locker room access, I still don't go live in the locker rooms. Like
Yeah.
if I'm in the locker rooms before shows, I'm usually taking before match pictures, so I could do like a before and after picture. So one of the ones that I really liked, uh, where was it? It was one of the No Ring No Master shows, I think, or one of the White Swan. I just know it was one of the White Swan shows. Like I took a really good picture of Mickey Vargas before the match, and after the match, he got tore up. And then I took a really good after picture too. And like I do that for a couple of different talent as well.
That's awesome. So tell me about some of the places like, first just within Texas that you've done. Obviously, like you've done Loco, you've done stuff at the Extreme Factory, you've done like Wrestle Rave stuff, like you've been in, Dallas. Like tell me about some of the experiences like of doing that. Like I know one of the coolest ones you've done. So like all of it's been cool, but like one of the ones that I know you popped real hard for was going to Dallas, at least within Texas. One of the coolest ones is
Yeah.
like Dallas doing the GCW show. How was it
Mm-hmm.
getting the access to go back there and, even
So
just be up close?
the way all that happened is people showing love for me. Like first of all, like Nino Extremo invited me to go to the show. Nino invited me backstage with him to introduce me to people. And then he also brought Tony with him as well. And so while Nino's getting his haircut, Tony recognizes one of the video producers for GCW that he had worked with at a previous show. And Tony's like, "Hey, bro, come with me. I'm gonna go talk to the guy. Like, I'll get you in with me too." And so Nino getting me backstage, and then Tony getting me ringside access. That's how it was able to happen. And like, I feel like it went well. Like, I was able to record 2 matches. I told him I was there to record the Houston talent. And so at first they were like, just Nino, and I was like, no, if I can get Chris Carter too, that would be nice. And like, okay, you can do Chris Carter's match too. And then when Daniel Ryan came out, Tony was like, bro, move up. You got to get this one too. I was like, all right, bet. So like, I was able to get 3 matches.
That's incredible. I
Um,
mean,
but to to answer your question, some of the places that I've worked for here here in Texas, I give a good variety of different styles of wrestling. Of course, there's a hardcore stuff that Loko does, the deathmatch stuff, the lucha stuff with Coliseo. Um, but I also have young children and a wife as well who aren't so really into the bloodiness and the goriness that I'm into. So they enjoy the more
completely
family friendly
fair.
stuff. Um, so I went to wrestling shop recently in San Antonio. Uh, it was hosted by
Yes.
the Slams and Fat Fisters. Super family friendly. Um, but I still had a great time there as well. One of the conversations that I had with them, they're like, bro, like we've seen your page, we see what you record. Like, why are you even at our show? Like, we didn't even think you would come. We thought you were just bullshitting this whole time. And I was like, no, man, like I enjoy everything. Like, um, Shamir Honcho met me there, great guy. CKD, amazing guys. Icon the Stoner and BY Legend, great people. Jacoby Flores, man, young talent. And his crowd control is crazy. Like there was that shop was packed with people, and this kid's 17 years old, and his crowd work, his crowd control is just like I've never seen anybody that young have that amount of control over people. Insane. Definitely a shout out to him.
That's amazing. So, some of the stuff that you've done outside of Texas, I know you were able to go down to the IWA Deep South Blood at the Beach show and get some really cool clips. Tell me about that.
IWA Deep South was the next time I saw Lane Bloody after taking him to the hospital, so it was good seeing him again. I had a great time in Florida. It was my first time going to Florida. I was able to stay with my cousin and Nino, Tony, Nino's cousins, and some other friends of ours. We had a great time out there. We went out to the beach. We couldn't swim in the beach because the 2 red flags were up and like the tide was really bad. And like, man, you could feel it. Like I was just standing in the shallow end and just letting the water touch my ankles. And like the ocean had sucked, bro. It just wanted to bring me back. Like, and I just felt it like trying to
Oh
suck
my
me
God.
back in, you know?
Jesus, that's
I was, like-
crazy.
I was like, hey, yo, ocean, chill.
Whoa, I don't even know your name, Ocean. Calm down.
Yo,
Hey,
yeah.
yo, chill out, Ocean. That's great. Oh my gosh. But I'm glad you had a good
Um,
time. And I mean, obviously, the clips that you got from there were amazing. Like, you have a very good eye about you. And because of that, it's now official that, like, you are, part of the Loco team for doing the clips and stuff like that,
for
alongside,
sure.
with Tony, Jake actually doing like the whole entire show. We have Sabrina taking pictures. I mean, I think you guys all
I can't
together
forget
make
Houston
such a
shots.
phenomenal
Shout out
team.
Houston shots.
Yes, and shout out to Houston Shots as well. I mean, you guys just make such a phenomenal team. And so, how does it feel being officially part of that team?
I feel like everybody has their own unique gimmick and uh, specialty that they're good at.
I
Um,
agree.
Houston Shots has some amazing stills, and like he took a picture recently of a glass breaking over someone's head, and it just had like the perfect shatter before it actually shattered. And man, he be taking some amazing still pictures. Um, Tony's got some fire edits. Like he will always have fire edits. He's been doing this for the longest. Um, Jake, Jake can produce. He can put on a live show like while it's happening. And he has some crazy edits himself too that I really like. Rodney and Sabrina, they're both our picture takers too. They do a great job. They're having Rodney's around a bit less now, but I'm glad he still comes around when he does. Sabrina's more new into the scene. She comes from music shows, I think, but she's doing a great job so far. And me, I just try to do the phone thing because I feel like that's the modern day fan cam. Shout out Yashiro because I love what he does with the VHS stuff. Um, but now, like everyone's on their phones, everyone's using their phones as like a modern media. So I call that the modern day fan cam, and I'm just keeping the spirit of fan cam alive.
Hell yeah. And I think you said it best of just you guys all have something unique and amazing to offer to the Loko team of showing everyone who isn't present there, making them feel like they actually were, if that makes sense. Like you all have a very phenomenal talent. And I feel like it's so phenomenal that like I feel like even you guys as just a picture photography videography team could literally like go everywhere. Like I mean, you guys have such a phenomenal talent, and I mean, it might sound biased because I love you guys dearly, especially you, but like I just feel like you guys have such a phenomenal talent, and you guys work together well, and it's just this. It works and it's perfect. So I love that you worded it like that. I want to know from the clips that you've done so far, who are some of the your favorite people that you've gotten clips of, favorite matches that you've gotten clips of, and maybe some of the most shocking moments that you were like, holy shit, this person shared this. Like, oh my God, they saw that I did a clip of them and they like shared it and reposted it.
So of course Nino is going to be the number one.
Of course.
Like, of course, like I I have so much Nino footage out there. I've been with him for a long time. With my second favorite person is Mickey Knuckles. Mickey, Nino and Mickey have both given me my most wow factor moments and like most shocking clips and very unique like stuff. Mickey has a very unique character that she does when she wrestles,
Absolutely.
and it works, man. If I had to pick a, oh my god, that shared my stuff, um, one would be Cover. Like I collab with him on some of his Nino stuff that he did, where he's scraping tax off of Nino.
Oh,
Insane.
yes. Oh, man.
And,
Oh.
and uses a straight razor to split the webbing between Nino's hands. All real, by the way. I saw the marks afterwards. Like I saw the split in his webbing. Real
Oh, my
shit.
goodness. Oh, God. Ew, that's so gross.
Yeah.
Thank you for confirming that.
He couldn't shake my hand goodbye that night. Like that, like real shit. That shit hurts. That webbing shit. Yeah. Tell him,
Wow.
Nino.
Oh my goodness. I think that's
And
amazing. And I just want to say, like, with everything you've done so far, like, I'm so proud of just like from us becoming friends and just seeing from how far you've come with doing this is astronomical to me. And I can't wait to see what you have in store. I want to know, do you ever get hate for being so new to the scene, but already getting like, this, I would say, success and notoriety of like doing these clips?
Yeah. But at first I didn't understand, but now that I feel like I've been here for a year, like you got to put yourself in people's shoes,
Mhm.
and look at things from other people's perspective. And so I understand why it's happened, and I try to be as respectful as I can. Sometimes it does get frustrating. Like I am human. Like I do get upset too, and sometimes I've said things that I probably shouldn't have said. But I try to be forgiving, and I try to, and because you know, I felt that way too. In wine, like there's a guy in the wine scene who's new, and I have similar feelings. And I got to
Mhm.
remind myself, like, man, they're excited, and they're showing wine to people, and like, so I just hope that, like, if there is still anybody out there that isn't the biggest Quas fan, just I love all you, and just know that I'm putting the scene. I'm here for the scene. I'm here for the team.
I think that's one of the biggest things that I love about you is that you really are you do this for the scene and the love for it. And I think it just goes back to what you're saying, like you brought about, the guy in the wine scene, being new and everything. It is that full circle because regardless, yes, you may talk your shit and whatever, but you're still a very humble guy. You come across doing your clips respectfully, even just from my point of view. Even just when I see regular fans in the crowd, I'm short as fuck. So like if people are in front of me, like I'm screwed. Like I have to like, but you always like do it in a very respectful manner of like, I'll feel bad for you sometimes because it's like sometimes I'll see you during shows and you're just squatted the entire time. I'm like, oh my God, how was he able to fucking do that? Like, but you just come about it in a very respectful way. And I love the fact that you are continuously learning within the scene. And I think it's a very mature thing of you to also see it on all sides, even if people are giving you shit and everything. You're very mature and respectful when it comes to all of that. So I just wanted to commend you for that, by the way.
And like a thing about ownership is, I wasn't always this way. The people who I pissed off, I probably gave them a reason to piss off. I wasn't always crouch walking. I wasn't always the most humble about recording. But I had to learn. I had to learn how to be respectful while filming. Um, so to any people who do this as well or try, just be respectful of the people behind you. One thing that was always reminded to me is that people pay a lot of money for front row, and most of the times the clippers and the photographers aren't paying them. And so, like, be respectful of people who are spending hard-earned money for those seats. And whenever I'm standing, like there are times I'm standing, I always look behind me to see if there's anybody I'm blocking. And if I am blocking someone, I do try to crouch. But if
I
I'm
have noticed that too, that you've done that.
where there's nobody behind me, then I'll stand up when I can. And
That's
yeah,
yeah.
like me, it did hurt in the beginning, and I would come home with noodle legs. But I've definitely, I got some bulk on these legs now, and
Hey,
it's
get
okay.
it. That's amazing. What are some goals that you have for doing clips into the future?
Um, I want to follow Nino for as long as possible, man. Like I was there with him with his early matches, and as long as he plans to do this, I just want to make sure that I'm able to be there with him. Uh, I remember, like I remember almost a year ago, like us talking about CZW and us talking about Tournament of Death and talking about GCW and being like one day and like believing in the dream and like shit, he's living it. I love that. I hope to report it
It
from
really
him.
is.
And
Absolutely.
then
I'm so proud of you too.
I don't know, like I want to go to Blood and Honey and record Blood and Honey one day.
Yes, absolutely. I would love to see you do some blood and honey clips.
I haven't been to NHB yet. I would love to go to NHB one day.
Yes.
Who else would I want to go for? Uh, I wouldn't mind going or overseas as well to the UK, see what they got going on.
Okay.
I heard they got some crazy. Oh, and then Mexico in April.
Hell yeah.
That's gonna be a lot of fun.
That's awesome. I love that you have a lot of goals and stuff. That's amazing. I want to know, as someone part of the deathmatch wrestling scene, what does deathmatch wrestling mean to you?
Uh, it's a community. It's a family to me. It's all my friends. Um, it's it's a display of love and passion in multiple different forms.
Yeah.
Um, like whenever I first started watching, it was like a shock wow factor, and it was just cool. But it's evolved into so much more. Um, like an example I always like to give is Nino versus Aerocrab one. I didn't know who they were. I didn't know who anybody on that card was. Marty versus Mickey, or Primo versus Cat, and like everybody. Like I didn't know anybody, and so watching it, like it was just like two random guys. Just yeah, it's just cool, like super cool. But now, like almost after a year, like literal blood, sweat, and tears have like from all of them. Like
Yeah.
and it's more human now. Like it's more connection. Like watching Primo getting power bombed by Mickey Ross on that stage at White Swan. Like if I was seeing that as like a fan who doesn't know them, I'd be like, damn, that's fucking crazy, badass, wild. But like I know them, and I'm just like, fuck, bro. Like I hope he's.
Right.
I seen Nino getting cut. Like I have a video um of his back, like my on my page before he got cut up, and like every time he shows me his back and shows me his scars and his new cuts, like if I was just a fan who didn't know him and ask a picture, like, oh, this is so cool. Like I look at his back and I'm just like, bruh.
What's this? Oh, that's great. I love that answer that it's become more human because I can definitely relate to that too. I think that's really cool. I
I
want
have
to
my
know,
business sisters.
huh?
I have my brothers and sisters in this family who love it. But at the end of the day, like as Vin Diesel says, we may be this, but we're still family.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Before I ask about your Mount Rushmore, how did you get the name Quaz? Tell me the lore about Quaz.
Um, I've been called Quas since I want to say like middle school, maybe elementary school, but I feel like it was middle school. Um, do you have a keyboard in front of you?
No, I don't have a keyboard in front of me.
Well, if you look at a keyboard on the left side of a keyboard, QAZ is in a straight line, like on the left side of the keyboard from top to bottom.
Right?
And so as my online alias, I put that QAZ, and I pronounce it Quas. And like my original Quas.
Quaz.
But everybody would pronounce Kaz because it was you, so they pronounced the Q as a K, and he called me Kaz, which I hated. So I eventually just like put a U there and deleted the second clause and just kept the clause. And so for like most of my online aliases, like video games, like social networking sites, Xbox,
Wow.
I've some very clause just because I was a lazy kid back in the day who just wanted to keep it simple on a keyboard.
I love that. That's fucking incredible. So, my dear friend Quaz, I want to know who is your Mount Rushmore of your standard professional wrestling and your deathmatch wrestling? Two separate ones.
Standard professional wrestling and death. Um, I want to start off by saying that I'm probably not the most cultured person. Most of my answers are going to be local
That's okay.
because I'm just supportive of my local team.
Of course.
So So professional wrestling. Professional wrestling. Hmm. Does this include like any promotion like WWE or
Yep,
TNA,
absolutely.
Triple A? Um, I'm a big fan of Hijo de Vicky from Triple A.
Yes.
Uh, I want Grande Americano, but I feel like I can do better. I'm a big fan of Ray Phoenix. I like Ray Phoenix. Always been a big
Yes.
Phoenix. Uh, uh, Ilya Dragunov. Big fan of Ilya Dragunov.
Ooh, yes.
And then let me pick if I had to pick someone local. Um, I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this one, but Max High Show. I'm a Max Heights the Show fan, and
Okay.
I can hear everybody right now, but like nah, Max Heights the Show. He's fire.
He is good. He is very, very good. I will give you that absolutely. So for your deathmatch Mount Rushmore.
It's got to be Nino because he's the one who introduced me to the and he can kill it. Shit, even didn't introduce me. He's still killing it, so he would still be up there. Um, or um, before the incident, Matt Tremont.
Fair.
Um,
The incident is crazy.
the incident.
The incident.
Yeah. I have a very special connection. Lame blood. I know he's not Ed's favorite, but I have a very special connection with Lame Bloody,
I
and
love Lane.
love that guy. And my fourth would, oh man, it's a tie between Angel Metro and Mickey Knuckles. Put one of them up there. I want to put Mickey.
Ooh,
I want to put Mickey Knuckles. He's a legend. Angel, love you, and I know you're coming up and shit, but Mickey's a legend in this.
very good answers. Very good answers. I want to know who is, and you can, pick it within the scene or even without outside of the deathmatch or wrestling scene. Who is your dream blunt rotation?
My dream blunt rotation.
Yes.
I'm only going to pick like two or three because once you get like five, like you don't see the blunt no more. So let me
Right.
think.
You're not wrong. Okay. Hold on, Quas, I can't hear you.
I'm thinking like how I want to take this. I want to smoke off between Demo and Icon from CKD. So I'm gonna instantly do in, and I'm trying to think of a third pad. Like those two are like two of the biggest, and they smoke, and I want to know who smokes more. Does Nino smoke more, or does Icon smoke? We find out at Loco show.
Okay. You know what? That's a good
And
answer. Okay.
I'm gonna add some. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna add Kakeface from Mexico because like I haven't had a chance to meet him, but we're really good. And shit, I feel like he can smoke and like would have some impact. Fuck it, that's my rotation. Icon and Skullface.
Fuck yeah. Very good answers. So this is part of the interview where I like to ask people some of their favorite things. So I want to know, what are some of like your favorite music that you like to listen to?
Oh man, I wish I could open my Spotify right now. I steal a music from other people. So like if you ever put music in your notes and I like it, I Spotify connected to my Instagram, so I'd be adding shit all the time. Um, or if you're an independent wrestler and like you're always using your theme song, like I will add your theme song to my Spotify and like
I've done that too.
in my Bill Gray has a song that he uses. I forgot who sings, but that song is fine. I like that song a lot. Bash for the World. I listen to a lot of them right now because Shamir Head Honcho.
Hell yeah.
So I listen to. I'm a big Death Clock fan. I know that's old school.
Fuck yeah.
I like Death.
Oh my god.
I like Avenged Sevenfold.
That's like my favorite band, dude. Holy shit.
As Blood Runs Black, Oceano. As I Lay Dying. What else I listen to? Local Houston rap. I like Sauce Walker, Joe the Menace. Betty. Who else? I listen to a lot of the stuff. I would say like Screw. Come on, DJ Screw.
Okay. A very good answer. I love that. I love how eclectic you are. What about some of your favorite movies? Do you have like a top like 3 like in your wheelhouse that you like, oh yeah, I love these? Or do you have a favorite genre of movie that you like to watch?
Forrest Gump will always be my number 1 favorite.
I love that. That's awesome.
I also like The Green Mile. That's in my top. What top 3? The Adam Sandler one, top 3. There's an Adam Sandler movie. I just can't remember it. But I used to have my top 3 on lock.
Okay.
Waterboy.
Oh yeah,
The Waterboy.
Waterboy's fire. Yes. Very good choices.
All time for sure.
Very solid choices. So, do you have a favorite, like, snack that you like to, eat? Or if you're not a snack type of guy, what's your favorite food?
I am a snack kind of guy. I like fruits and berries. I'm not like, my wife can agree to this too, but when you work in the food industry, especially if you're a cook or if you work around cooks, there's always stuff back on. So
Yeah.
most who work long term in the restaurants don't have like set meal times or have large meals. We snack throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm a big we're all big snackers throughout the day. Like whatever we can pick like.
There, right on.
But especially I'm going to cheeses now too. I'm learning about cheese. I'm going to do my first home brew soon as well.
Okay.
Like within the next do my own fermenting and my own bottling and.
Oh my god, that's amazing! Congratulations.
Time you get here in September.
Okay. Fuck yes, I'm excited. So my last question, and this is very much you and I coded. 9 times out of 10, especially lately, if we're going to be randomly messing each other, it is about this subject. Quaz, who is your favorite Death Note character?
Who's my favorite Death Note character? Any good one? I mean, the obvious answer is Light, so I'm gonna avoid that one. I would say I forgot his name, but that Yami that gets his books in, and he recovers his book in season 2. He has like laws and scuffles around.
Are we talking about Nier?
Yeah, well, it's a Shinigami.
Oh, Rem.
No, not Rem. The smaller one. No, he gets his book stolen. He's like a minor.
Why the hell am I drawing a
And
blank?
like, yeah, he gets his books, but like Ryuk steals his book, loot it, and has it. Mello has it, and so like he's following Mello around trying to get his book back. And I don't know, I think he's funny as hell.
I fucked with that. That is a great answer. That's a great
I gotta
answer.
say, but if I had
Very
to pick
cool.
someone else,
It'd be what? I'm sorry.
I had to pick somebody else.
Very good answer. Well, Quaz, I want to thank you so much for doing this. Like, you know, I have nothing but love for you. You're seriously like one of my best friends. You're literally like a brother to me. Thank you so much for doing this. I want you to take the time to plug yourself, tell everyone where they can find you, and what you're going to be doing next.
What's next? Next is August 18th, Victoria, Texas. Fools with local wrestling and Lucha Pro. I'm excited for this one because Chamberlain is a Fire Daddy champion show, which is the local wrestling champion. So it's champion versus champion, and it's really good technicals. And I was seeing what they can do. For that is Nino's birthday, August 29th. Telling everybody right, that's going to be the show of the. That's going to be the show that you miss and buy your tickets now. To going to tournament of the first week of September, and you can on Instagram at ADNT. That's AQC stands for QUAZ Man Company, and you can find on YouTube at AZZYLOC. And I have full views on YouTube and all my Instagram. And
Awesome. Thank you so much again, Quaz. You're amazing to have on here. And as for myself, you guys, you can find me on TikTok at Kakeface_Karlee, on Instagram, Kakeface_Karlee 2.0, on my YouTube channel under Kakeface Karlee, and on the X Brand Wrestling YouTube channel for X Brand Unleashed. Guys, thank you so much for joining me for episode 30, and stay tuned for episode 31. But until next time, you guys, okay, thanks, bye.